I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Geneth Haros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Dahnans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Dahnans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it! They killed us! Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Dahnans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganeth Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegus aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dahna.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Dahnans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet. I want you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. Though I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganeth Haros.
I know that. But our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
I hear a voice. Somebody's asking for help.
Hopefully it's nothing that'll be too hard to deal with.
Huh?
Well... yeah.
No way.
Huh? Got it. Boomy! Boomy!
Heck? Are you stuck on that too?
No, really. I kinda see where they're coming from.
Are you okay with anything as long as it's round and flies?
No way! All right. Having to inform a mother her son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's why we have to find her. Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster. Whew! I think Hoodle senses something. Well... Hey! Got it!
Huh?
Sorry.
Yes.
Ugh. All right.
How can she think of putting her son to rest as work?
Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives.
I know she doesn't mean anything bad by it. I know that, but...
It looks like she went out of town to take care of her son's body.
That's a little concerning. There's Zoogles roaming around out there. We should follow after her.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Oh?
What? Yes!
Just great. What?
What?
Yes! Yes!
Nice.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just great.
White, soft, and fluffy items. Is that description supposed to be figurative or literal?
Let's check anything in the area that looks edible.
You guys want to rest here?
Yes.
What? I'm afraid not.
I'm sorry.
Rinwell.
Huh?
Phew. Good.
Right.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive, Alphen.
If you call letting your emotions get the better of you impressive, sure.
It made them stop fighting with each other, right? However you managed it, you knocked some sense into Rinwell and Dohalim, and that mother.
Yeah. I can see my decision to travel with you was well made.
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. I mean... Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way... Hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is... sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, La.
You're welcome?
I think we've helped these people just about as much as we can. They're going to need more long-term aid than we can provide on our own.
You're right. We need to ask the other realms to send help, and fast. Another reason to hurry and find a way out of Ganath Haros.
Agreed. We'll start looking for a way out tomorrow. For now, we should spend the day resting up while we can.
What?
What's that noise?
Alvin, this is bad! Look at the sky!
Huh?
What's happening to Rena and Lenegis?
It looks like Lenegis is... transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Renans if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they've dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dahna.
Not just into Dahna, but our own resistance, too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above? Got any idea what that could be?
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? but that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dahna is going to be hollowed into oblivion.
Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the 2 of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsif, too. You saw her, right, Shion? Shion?
Oh, sorry, I drifted off. As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Pelegion.
Seriously? How could you two not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Ganath Haros until we come up with a plan, right?
Cyslodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be Rena's true power.
I imagined there would be something, but not to this extent.
What's gonna happen now?
We ask around. Let's do what we can.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dahna, did anyone else see any weird lights shoot out with it?
Indeed. As I recall, it was 4 lights, each one a different color and going in a separate direction.
That's what I saw too. What were they?
Hold on. A lot just happened here, so let's take a minute. For now, let's focus on one thing at a time.
I bet the whole of Dahna's losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Pelegion seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
They've yet to get the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave, that's for sure.
Whatever Lenegis is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dahna's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Oh, hey!
Seriously?
Well...
Well...
Huh? Huh?
That's just...
I guess...
Yeah,
Yeah!
Huh?
Oh?
Oh, wow! All right!
I wasn't expecting a thank you for that.
Maybe socializing with people is helping to jog his memory bit by bit. You did good, Law.
Thanks.
Where are these Foreland Mountains exactly?
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lavtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
We've reached our destination. Out of our way!
Get behind me! This one's mine! Eat dirt! Time to shine!
These ones can run rings around us!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Ha! Who said anything about letting off?
You require a hand. Ignite!
Hold on to your arcs. Here I come!
You're mine!
Hurricane beat! Lightning strike!
Sometimes I wonder where you come up with those moves.
I could say the same to you.
Good thing we're on the same side, huh? Out of our way!
I'll tear you apart!
They got me flanked!
Here!
Hurricane correction!
Try this!
Bullseye denied!
Nice!
We've turned
Out
the
of my
tables
sight,
on.
Miner. There are still more left.
Right.
This one
No time to hold back.
won't save you!
No further!
Going in!
Dragon now! I'm
Hurricane strike! Lightning!
Dragon swarm!
Nicely done.
That thing looks pretty menacing.
Ah, nothing we can't handle.
Right, here goes!
Switch to Radiant Peak!
It's a duel of the arts!
Amazing.
Got flyers.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours.
First
I
aid!
owe you one.
Hurricane strike!
Here I come.
Leave the enemy's arts to me! Lightning strike! Spread!
No complaints here.
Here's Lightning strike!
Take this. Armor won't save you. Now or never.
Talon
Can't get out of this.
I'm just getting started! Hurricane far enough! Here goes! Going in! Don't mind if I do! Lunar corruption! First
Right. I'll tear you apart. Rending damage.
This one's mine! Talon
Now you're done. Here I come. I'm not done.
By the
It's
power of
on.
water!
Eat this.
Talon storm! Will this hurricane
Sonic Rock. I'm not getting shot.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. You bet.
It's weakened!
This ends now. Shockwave flash. I'll finish you here and now.
Hurricane! Let's put you out of your misery.
Inferno punch.
Lunar corruption!
In a bind.
We've almost got this.
Almost isn't quite there yet.
I like your attitude. I'm right with you, Captain.
Not today.
Radiant pierce!
Inferno punch. Dragon swarm.
Going in.
Sonic thrust. I'm on it. Rending flash.
Piercing roll!
I never miss!
Glimmer dragon.
This
You're
one's
done.
mine.
No, it's more. Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
See that?
That training's paying off.
Step back. This one's all law.
Right, here goes.
Healing circle! Hurricane! Inferno punch! Back into the fray!
Smash it! Now I'm in the groove.
Your wings won't save you from me!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
See that?
That training's paying off.
Swallow dance!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Flame inside me. Yours will be right free. First strike. Here I come. I'm not done.
I'll heal you all!
I'm surrounded!
Healing circle!
I don't know what I'd do
Where are
without
you
you.
going? Perhaps
I really don't. Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Brace
Nothing
yourself.
gets by
This
me.
one's tough.
I'm only getting started! Mega ray!
Take this!
Struck.
You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on training, though.
That's what I like to hear. This one's
Here's
mine.
a healing arc!
Hurricane strike! Lightning strike!
Dragon shout!
Take this.
Hurricane strike! Lightning
Now you
strike!
see what I can
Do
do!
it!
Totally. In an instant. Impact block.
Wow. Look what I just found.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Armored soldiers!
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Oh, glory unto Volron!
Lay down your arms and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! Traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were stubborn, but you don't have to be so damn dramatic.
This one's all mine.
Here, leave the enemy arc to me!
No complaints here!
Hurricane
Watch it!
Lightning strike! Healing circle!
You're mine.
I'm surrounded!
Take this.
Back into the fray!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Can't change the future without getting your hand.
Dramatic,
Now
but
I
fair.
can let loose. Looks like you came to my rescue again.
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to Cyslodia. Everything all right?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go. I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out, like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure filled with memories.
Everyone hanging in there?
Tell me, Alphen, wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Dahnan master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
A Dahnan master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegis 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Dahnan techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too. It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using those skills for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then. This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here then?
I'll see what I can do.
No wonder we couldn't manage to find them. They've been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush on Pelegion?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality. They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial that he was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation. I'll do my best! Talon Storm! Piercing roar!
Corruption!
Hurricane Your form is captivating.
Are those arms even natural?
Activating?
Your battle form, silly.
I'm like bait to them.
Try this! We did it! Rending!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
You've noticed it, haven't you?
Notice what?
I'm referring to Shion.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegis as we make our way along this tunnel.
And you're saying it's related to Shion in some way?
Perhaps. She believed there was a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't. Why? There's also the matter of the power that she inherited from...
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us. You recall when her thorns went rampant in Castle Del Faris. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
I thought you said all Renans had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shion exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly possess. And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shion, or her motives. Nevertheless, I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know. Do you disagree?
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Where are you going?
I'm not done!
Hurricane Strike!
Sonic Shot!
You require a hand.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Is that statue wielding art? Now I've seen everything!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you truly! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart. It's obvious that people used to go through here in order to get to the other realms.
You think Volron really did seal it off to keep it hidden then?
seems like it. Those souls...
Gotta break through!
Glacial Steel!
Won't save you!
Going in!
Eat this!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to
They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious!
You made quick work of them.
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out.
Radiant for him!
Do it! Now
Have you ever considered a defensive approach?
what? Sit around and wait for them to get me first?
Rending flash!
Could have been worse.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Here I go!
This one's mine!
You're mine! Shut the flame inside
Do
me!
it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
What's this thing?
I see supplies and other signs people were living here. Even Zoogle cages.
Definitely looks like this is where the remnants of Volron's forces hold themselves up. Yeah.
They were hiding in a place like this all along.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Glacial you wanna play?
Come at me!
To me.
Dragon Swarm!
Go in. You do it!
Be careful, everyone! This one isn't normal! Got flyers!
I've got this! Do not a marksman handle it!
All yours!
I never miss!
Sonic Thrust!
Now you see what I can do.
Do it!
I'll cover you! Recover!
Dragon Swarm!
Step back. This one's all law. Oh, this looks nice and tough.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
We need to be careful. With the blazing sword and with the flames.
Do it!
The heavens must be smiling.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose, anyway? Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegis?
Not as far as I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renaissance, as well as other recent events, that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
No, Halim.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in the works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegis may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time, as well as a predetermined goal in mind.
Then what was the crown contest for?
At this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving. The path continues. It's quite possible it will take us all the way to Cyslodia.
Agreed. Let's keep moving.
So Shion's thorns are dark astral energy.
Rinwell. Are you worried about Shion?
Of course I am. But I don't know how to talk to her about it.
You and me both.
Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegis along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dahna they might have landed.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like those lights may have all been different elements of astral energy.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dahna, they're shooting it back down to Dahna as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so suddenly.
Hopefully it's not a sign of some new threat we'll have to deal with.
But if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
The Red Woman. Shion and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before Pelagian.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No, it's not that I think they're lying, just... there has to be some reason for it, right?
Well, one thing the two of them have in common is that they're both Renins.
Okay, you two. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're in the dark about a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah, of course.
Just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than
Airborne
done.
scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Take this!
Take this!
Prepare to be sealed!
Here.
Stretch you! Take this!
Dragon form!
Strike!
Radiant
Give them down!
Reload!
Ready to go!
Pass through!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now that's a mystic art!
We should really use them more often.
That would be less mystic. I'm like bait to them!
Hurricane Blast!
Swallow them! Here I come! I'll finish you here and now!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Take this!
Where are you going? Here!
We may get out of this alive after all.
They've got flyers!
I've got
bad for a
Let
minute.
that one
I'm
handle
pretty
it.
sure we can handle anything.
All yours!
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Do it!
Take this!
Hurricane!
Do it! Escape! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Spotlight!
Nicely done.
It sure got cold all of a sudden after we passed the peak.
Law,
Yeah, we're getting close.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
In a bind?
Going in!